Hey y'all, it's Stacy with SouthernBite.com. We're back in the kitchen today making something a little different. We're making my tomato cobbler with pimento cheese biscuits. It sounds a little different, but I promise you're going to love this. Now, I've gotten a little bit of a head start and went ahead and made the majority of our tomato cobbler filling. To do this, all I did was I took about 3 tablespoons of butter and I just melted that in our pot here. I added 1 sweet onion, about a medium-sized onion, that I cooked for about 8 to 10 minutes until it just started to caramelize. I added a few cloves of garlic, and then the best part, about 2.5 pounds of ripe tomatoes that I just cored and coarsely chopped. I cooked that down for about 8 to 10 minutes, and then added a little bit of white wine vinegar to give us a little bit of a tang, and a little cornstarch just to thicken it up. And that's all we have to do to make our filling. What I'm going to do here is I've got a 2-quart baking dish that I've put on a rimmed baking sheet. Sometimes this can bubble over a little bit, and so this rimmed baking sheet gives us a little bit of an insurance policy. I'm just going to pour our filling right into our prepared pan. Now I've got our oven preheated to 350 degrees. Just spread that evenly, and we're going to make our pimento cheese biscuit topping. Sounds a little intimidating, but they're just drop biscuits. Super simple. I've got 2 cups of self-rising flour right here in my bowl. To this, I'm going to add 1 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. I've got a 4-ounce jar of diced pimento peppers that I've drained really well. To this, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of garlic powder. I've got 1 stick or half a cup of unsalted butter, and 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk. And like I said, these are just drop biscuits, so there's no rolling, there's no cutting. We're essentially just gonna stir this together until it's all combined and all that flour is moistened, and then we're just gonna drop these right on top of our tomato filling. It really is as simple as that. Now, if you have no idea what to think of when you hear tomato cobbler, think the best marinara that you've ever had, topped with warm pimento cheese biscuits. I promise it's so delicious. We're gonna move right here and just drop this in dollops right on the top of our filling. It's not gonna cover the entire dish. We want a little bit of that filling peeking through where it can bubble up and add even more flavor to those biscuits. And that's it. Like I said, this is going to go in a 350 degree oven for about 40 to 45 minutes, or until everything's golden brown and nice and bubbly. Got one here already ready. And you can see how delicious that looks. Folks, you can find this recipe and tons more on my website at SouthernBite.com. Just visit the Simply Southern TV tab right at the top. Y'all enjoy.
Mary, I'm not gonna lie. When I heard tomato cobbler, all I could think was yuck. I mean, cobbler's supposed to be sweet, right?
Well, I guess in a lot of cases it is, but after you tried it, what did you think?
Well, the tomato was good, but those pimento cheese biscuits,
Well, I have to agree with you. And as with most dishes, fresh is best. So if you don't have a garden, you can find fresh tomatoes at a farmer's market near you by visiting sweetgrownalabama.org. And a special thanks to Sweet Grown Alabama for sponsoring today's cooking segment.
and thanks to each of you for watching today. But it's time for us to run. Come on back for next week's show when we'll visit an Alabama institution, Chris's Hot Dogs, which is just down the street from our historic state capitol.
And we'll see how life on the farm is helping men who struggle with drug and alcohol addiction. I'm Mary Wilson.
And I'm Kevin Worthington. I hope you'll join us again next week.
Simply Southern is produced by the Alabama Farmers Federation and made possible with the support of Alabama Farmers Cooperative and these sponsors.